So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Well, come on in here. It is time to get going for another Daily Boost podcast. And how's the voice? Well, let me tell you, the head cold has moved up into the, it's right in the nostrils, right? I can't hardly breathe, but I'm a mouth breather today for sure.
I need a boost. I need a daily boost. I need a boost. I need a daily boost.
How you doing? How about a daily boost today? Let's do this thing, okay? We practice the world's simplest success recipe. If you haven't heard it, write it down and use it today. Stand up, take a step, repeat. Now, what is that exactly? Well, a lot of people say, is it physical? Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're stalled, if you're in neutral, like a lot of people say, you just can't figure stuff out, maybe drifting here or there, and just, it's kind of this weird place where, like, I'm doing things pretty well, but I can't quite get where I want to go, right? Sometimes standing up will get you there. So it is physical for sure. Also emotional, intellectual as well. I look at it like this. Stand up is stand up to what's in front of you, turn in it directly and deal with it. It's becoming aware of what's happening. The minute you become aware of the change has to happen, man, you're in control. So stand up is basically awareness. What is take a step? Well, that's kind of a realignment, a little bit of an action plan. It's kind of moving closer to fixing the problem. And what is repeat? That would be momentum, right? So if you look at stand up, take a step, repeat, the way I look at it, you see it as a motivational tool that creates momentum. And isn't momentum what we want? So if you live a stand up, take a step, repeat lifestyle, momentum is inevitable. It's going to be there for you. And if not, you won't have any momentum. And without momentum, you have nothing. Boom. Look at that. Like 1 minute and 47 seconds. And that's a whole motivational seminar right there. Yeah, working through the cold, trying to edit out all the slop that you may hear, the pops and clicks and all my sinus sounds. Sorry about that. Sorry to point it out because now you hear it, right? Yuck. Hey, Scott Smith at Instagram. If you want to shoot me a note, if you want to send me an email, send it to scott@dailyboostpodcast.com. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's start it this way. Have you ever noticed that life behaves perfectly right up until the moment you decide what you want to do? That's it. This is it. Here I go. And then life gets in the way, right? Like you say, this week is going to be all about, and then something changes. Boom. It's never happened to you, has it? Might have happened this week. It did for me. Email. a client, kid problems, whatever, somebody else's emergency. In my case, look what happened. I get this cold that knocked me down for about 3 days, really. I didn't feel good, but coming around. My spirit's always really good. You can't knock me down. I can feel bad and say, I'll get over it. It just happened, right? Suddenly, your week belongs to somebody or something else. Has that happened to you? It's not a motivation problem. Normally, it's a planning problem, which is what we will talk about today. Now, in my case, technically, getting a head cold. Scott, that's not a planning problem. That's just a cold, right? Yeah, it is a planning problem because I plan my life around it. And when that happens, it's a problem. But because of the way I plan my life, because of what I'll teach you today, it wasn't a terrible problem. Just had to work around it a little bit. So every Monday for many, many years on this show, I ask the same question. Remember it? Say what it is if you know what it is. Did you do your homework? What did I mean by asking, did you do your homework? Well, your homework was always to check in on your life and see how your life is going. In fact, I would say that. How's your life going? It's an awareness challenge. I'm all about awareness, and I would just stop you for a moment and say, hey, how you doing? Not what are you thinking? Not what are you complaining about, but really what's going on? And that evolved into my daily awareness work that I do now. But still, I want to start there today. Before you get into a new week, which is, we're doing this on a Wednesday, and you'll know why I talk about new week on a Wednesday in a few minutes here. How's your life going? Because what I learned with working with so many people over the years, successful and those that want to be, they weren't failing because they lacked ambition. They were failing because, frankly, they let the week ambush them. They're reacting. That's what we do as humans. We react. And reacting feels kind of productive, doesn't it? People buzzing around, and sometimes you are in reaction mode. There's no doubt about it. We just opened a brand new church building. It's 20,000 square feet. We were in reaction mode just to get it done, right? You just had to, right? But it rarely moves your life forward. It's just kind of in the moment, right? If you really want to move forward, you have to think differently. Now, at some point, I built something for myself that kind of got me through this. I didn't name it, by the way. I didn't brand it. It was a system I was using to stay sane, to be honest with you, because you guys are driving me crazy. I mean that in a loving way, okay? I really do. I deal with a lot of people, and it's a 24-hour deal for me, 7 days a week. You guys are all over the world. Can you imagine how my life could be disrupted by that if I didn't take control of that? Maybe not. Maybe you've never done it. But I'll tell you, it's not fun. So it took about 20 years, but I started to kind of figure it out. And I began to call it my perfect week planner. And no, it's not a to-do list. It's not a calendar. It's not some color-coded Pinterest masterpiece. I've seen them. It's a decision document. Now, I haven't even talked about this for months now. I'm not sure why, but you can get it at perfectweekplanner.com. I suggest you do. Go grab it. It's a one-page planner. It's designed to cover the entire week. It is so simple. And if you don't watch a 12-minute video, or at least listen to this program that we're doing right now, and you are, that's silly, you won't know what to do with it. You're going to look at it and say, this is bogus. This is nothing. This is too basic. It's not going to work for me. If you're a Zoomie or a kind of a younger millennial, this is going to be so easy, you're not even going to do it. If you're a boomer, you're going to say, this is like old school. Damn right it is. But this is also not only what I use. I didn't make all this stuff up. I watched what guys that were doing, the CEOs of very large companies. How did they manage their week when they're super busy? This is what they do. Perfectweekplanner.com. Let's get into it, okay? So people who put their lifestyle and goals first, what happens? They get them. They live them. People who don't put themselves and their lifestyle first and their goals first, they don't. That's not inspirational. That's just kind of math, isn't it? Life will always get in the way. Always. You do always control your schedule, don't you? Even when you think you don't, you're always in control. And you always get what you focus on. So if you don't choose your focus in advance, life chooses for you. Life's name could be your boss. The Perfect Week Planner does, I think, one thing really well. It forces you to decide how you're going to live before the chaos starts. And you cannot build the life you want to build on a base of chaos. Just can't do it. And I think a fun life is always got some chaos to it. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I like to approach chaos and calm. I just understand that it's always been crazy. Some of the best times of my life have been chaotic. That's okay, as long as it fits in my schedule. Okay, there's something powerful about a pre-decision. That's what this is all about, really. Psychologists call this decision fatigue, and we're reducing that, right? If you've already figured out what your week's going to be like, and yes, you can decide ahead of time, and your brain doesn't waste any energy negotiating with itself. So you don't wake up on Monday morning saying, should I go to the gym? Should I work on that project? Should I call that person? You already decided, right? You're directing your attention in advance. So let me walk you through this in a very non-visual way, if I may, when we do the Perfect Week calendar, Perfect Week planner.
Heat up your 4th of July at the Home Depot with our wide variety of grills under $300 and make every gathering one to remember. Give your outdoor space a glow up, whatever your budget is, with savings on seasonal plants starting at $5. With the grill fired up and your backyard set to perfection, you'll be able to invite friends and family over to kick off the party. Start celebrating with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Prices may vary by store. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
I named it. I should know the name. Step 1. We have one primary focus per week, not 10, one. Primary means primary. If everything's important, nothing is. So what's the one thing this week is about? It should be major. It should be health, finishing a project, family time, momentum. Just one sentence. That's it. Not a whole lot. What's the one thing? And I know you want to do more than that, and you will. I promise you, you will. You have plenty of time left over. But if you could, by the end of the week, there's one important thing that just needs to be taken care of. And if you get it done by Monday, you got the week off, don't you? Imagine that. Ooh, that's a thought. But if you have 10, you're not going to get any done. Think how you're going to feel. So what's the one primary purpose for the coming week? Step 2, what are your roles? What roles do you play? Are you a spouse, a husband, wife, a parent, a leader, a creator, a provider maybe of some type, a friend? You're a lot of things. My guess is you have 20 different roles you probably play. People will tell me they have more than that sometimes. But I want you to pick 5, not 50. I want you to pick 5 main roles you play. Why? Because pretty much everything's going to fit. And in my world, I'm a provider, I'm a husband, I'm a grandpa, I'm a coach, I'm a business guy. Those 5 kind of encompass just about everything. I could have 5 others that still encompass about everything. I'm focused on the 5 roles that I'm going to play this week. So what would I play this week? I'd probably, for one, not be a whiny husband because I'm feeling sick. Now let's don't get into that. Let's move on. Once you have your 5 roles, I would ask this question. Now listen very closely because this is very powerful and this is where people kind of wake up on me sometimes. So if you're say you're a husband, are you defending that role? Or does something need to change? What do I mean by that? Well, sometimes things are great, like a relationship with your wife, and you want to protect that. If you don't protect it, it's going to go away. Sometimes they're not great. They're drifting. And you better fix it. And if not, it's going to go away. Same thing with your kids. Same thing with your job. Same thing with your home. Same thing with just about everything. Whatever role you play in your life, you're either defending that role because you like it, it's working well for you, and you want to keep it in your life. Just check in, make sure it's all right. And if not, you're going to defend it and tweak it a little bit, right? Just a few words, not a manifesto. It's not a Jerry Maguire moment. It's just simply looking at what's important to you and saying, is it still important? Is it working for me? And if not, what do I need to do about it? The next step, step 3, is a big goal. We want that to be on your planner. Not groceries, not errands, big goals. The ones that change your trajectory. A good question is, what tiny move can I make this week? Progress, not completion. You don't have to complete it all. Just 7 days of motion compounds, doesn't it? Power of compounding. Step 4, the one thing. What one action can I take this week that would disproportionately impact everything else? You get 1, not 5. You want 5? Cool. That's 5 weeks. Notice what I'm doing here. I'm pushing you down to a focus for the week. But ultimately it comes down to this, and this is where it becomes very powerful. We hold space at step 5. What does it mean? Well, yes, it means schedule yourself first. Yes, it means, to have broad blocks. Not this granular nonsense that's out there all the time. Don't put milk on your calendar. If you're putting tasks on your calendar, you are just so going the wrong direction. When I saw Google Calendar started adding tasks many, many years ago, I thought, I'm never using them, and I don't. A task should never be on your calendar. So what do we do with these blocks? Well, you could block health. You could block deep work. You could block family. You could block planning. You could do all that stuff. I don't even do that, by the way. What I do is I block the hours that I want to be doing things. I block the hours I don't want to be working, the hours I want to be at the gym, the hours I want to be doing nothing. I block those. If my calendar right now, if I showed it to you, it would have basically two things on it. It would have any scheduled call I have with somebody, which is not many. And then it would have any personal thing that I have to go to. And that's it. There's a lot of white space in between the stuff I need to do. So what do? Well, I take all the stuff that I need to be doing and I look at my blocks of when I want to do things and I say, okay, I'll do this there. That's it. Got admin work to do? I'll do it there. Got to do some writing or record a podcast? I'll do it there. Need to play with the grandkids? I'll do it there. What do I do with all that white space around it? Because my goal is actually to have a very empty calendar. If my calendar had nothing on it, I'd be happy. That's hard to do, but that's my goal. What do I do with all that space? The answer, anything I want to. So what I'm saying here is I want you to be able to look at your calendar and decide in advance when you're going to spend your time working and when you'll be doing your stuff. If you don't do that, I promise you somebody else will take it from you. This is where the Thursday rule comes into play. On Thursdays, you sit down and you plan your next week, not Sunday night, not Monday morning in panic mode. You do it on Thursday because the next week begins this week. You finish on Thursday, right? You just do your whole thing for next week and you relax all weekend long, even Sunday night, Monday morning. You wake up Monday, you're already in motion, ready to go. You're not guessing. You know what happens. Now, here's what's really cool. When you do your scheduling and you're planning on Thursday, you block out on Thursday, then you look at your to-do list and you say, okay, I'm not going to write that on my list. I just know that when I get to Monday, I look at my block time and then I go to my list and decide what gets done during those times. When you do that, everything smooths out. And what's more important is when people try to get your attention, to get on your calendar, whoops, they're too late. Because you plan on Thursdays. So for the most part, that works out. Now, of course, what if somebody says, I need to talk to you right now? Remember all that white space on the calendar we built in? You got plenty of time to talk to anybody you want to talk to because you didn't fill your calendar to the point that it's maxed out. Go to perfectlyplanner.com. Get it, watch the video, listen to this again, and I dare you to try it.